Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, and I would like to welcome you to the other side of midnight. Already in the chat, we have the V with Drew. Backstage, Aged Boomer.
Hello.
Sin's Corner.
Hello.
Jedi Bill.
Hello, everyone.
Last Call with Troy Pacelli.
Salute.
And last, but certainly not least, Netters Network.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello,
Good
Netta
morning.
and Troy.
Yes. Joining us in the chat, Jesse Guajardo.
Jesse.
And Loyal Blue Wrench, the bird woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary. All right, folks. It's been a long week, but we all made it. I think. I don't know. Checking my pulse right now. I might be in trouble. My stalker is here. One Lady the Elements.
Lady
In
V.
fact, she might be standing behind me right now. She might. Just kidding. Okay. He's trying to be funny, folks. Okay. Alrighty. And that's all for the show. Good night.
Bye. See you later. Hasta luego. Nos vemos.
I'm actually standing in your kitchen.
Ooh, what you
No,
cooking?
you're not. What?
I still want Jesse's girl, but if she's not a redhead, then never mind.
Yeah, I want Jesse's grill too. I want a good old-fashioned charcoal grill. Oh, wait. What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
What were we talking about? My God, we're off the rails already. We're only 4
This is
minutes
what
in.
happens when you
It
get
is
these
after
many
midnight
goofballs together.
already,
Yep.
as you know.
After midnight, we're gonna let it all
We'll
hang
hang
out.
out.
Wait, that'll get you
Um,
canceled on YouTube.
You're
Right.
gonna get him a copyright claim. Not that it matters since he's not monetized.
Oh, you can still get a copyright claim even if you're not monetized.
Every video this year that I have done where I'm singing a song has gotten a copyright claim. I kid you not. I think it's
Just your vocals,
Well,
or
it depends on
more
how
when
long
you
No,
you
actually
I've
sing a
got-
song.
I've got music in there
Oh,
too.
that's
but,
that's
And it's really quiet too. So the fact that it's coming through, but I'll take it as a compliment that my singing's actually good enough to merit a copyright claim. Okay, so I'm a little delusional.
Was there any doubt?
No, yeah, absolutely not.
All right. Well, one thing that happened this week was the Oscar nominations, and everyone in the chat certainly has some opinions on what got nominated, and especially what didn't, and including one that Boomer reminded me of earlier tonight.
No
So
sound
I'm
of
going
freedom.
to
of course
no
not.
sound of freedom. No.
Were we really
Certainly not.
expecting that they were going to be not? No, I knew it wasn't. I
No
don't agree with
peaches.
that,
Wait, what's this?
Peaches, 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 peaches.
but yeah, no peaches.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get you a copyright claim again.
So anyway, this is from Variety magazine. Headline reading Oscar nominations 2024. Oppenheimer dominating with 13 nods. Poor Things follow with 11. All right. Well, I know Troy doesn't give one single solitary damn
That's
about
right.
these
He said he
nominations.
didn't.
And I think just about everybody here in the peanut gallery right now was there for my little rant on geeky geezers. So maybe you don't want me to cover it again.
You mentioned Circle and something else.
Well, yes, I'll be a little bit more diplomatic and keep it a little bit more PG tonight for because I just respect deleted scenes more than Age of Boomer. I don't care about his channel.
Troy,
I know.
keep in mind you're within throwing distance.
I know.
No, he is. Get anything hard or sharp away from her right now.
He's literally 4 feet in front of
And
me.
there is a knife between us.
Uh-oh.
Well, technically, I've got my own switchblade right in front of me.
Oh yeah,
in
that's
my
right.
Container.
That's right. It was a birthday gift.
Troy,
Or Christmas.
No,
In-
that wasn't
Indie-
the one you
in-
got me. It's the one
Indie
I got from the
Immortal-
Gun Owners Association of America.
Oh, okay. We got so many, it's hard to keep track. I'm sorry, deleted scenes. What were you saying?
so the in the immortal words of Parker from Alien, get out of the room.
Okay. I'm sorry. Bye.
Okay. No. Come back, Shane. All right.
I know what I'm not wanted. Which is pretty much usually all the time. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going anywhere.
All right. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here and get to the first award. That's visual effects, where we have The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, or whatever the hell we're now calling it, and Napoleon.
Haven't seen any of them, so I can't comment.
I will not be seeing Napoleon. They will get no money from me.
You have to wait for the extended cut. It'll be more accurate.
I've seen all of these except for Napoleon.
And hello, Sashi.
Right. I won't be watching personally. I might be watching live streams of people watching it. But
There you go.
I probably won't be watching. Yeah, but I mean, it's cool to see some of the films that I have liked and that I've be nominated or whatever. But a lot of them I haven't. I haven't seen Poor Things. I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon. I haven't seen Barbie. So
I don't know if you were listening during Geeky Geezers, at least at the time I was talking about this sin. Well, one of the things I said is for this one, as much as I have no interest and would like to see a Barbie crash and burn, I would rather see it win over Napoleon in this particular.
So what is it? What is it about Napoleon that got on your nerves? Was it the historical inaccuracies, or
that's where it starts for me? And I think
you
know me well.
On Josephine and him.
Yeah. I wouldn't care about what they chose to focus on, as long as the story was tight on a focus and everything around it was historically accurate. I've done commentaries on different channels about The Longest Day and Dunkirk and things like that, talking about how important it is, especially now after what I heard from Continuum Chronicles during my stream about how apparently in schools now they're not even talking about World War II. They're kind of skipping and glossing over that so they could talk about the hippies in the 60s. I think it's so important that if you're going to do a historic film, just like if you're going to do a biopic or whatever, you got to be accurate. You've got to tell the true story, because we're talking about real people that really affected the world that we live in. You got to have a clear image of these things. Sure, take creative license if there's a little area where we don't know all the details or whatever. Fine. But it's very clear that that is not what was happening with Napoleon to start with. Then to find out from the reviews that I've heard that it was just a mess of storytelling, which whatever. And then the filmmaker's comments about history. Well, were you there?
Oh, he said that?
Yes.
Yes, he
Yes.
said that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
We had
Oh,
we had a whole
my.
segment back when he said it on Geeky Geezers about that. He's like, "Oh, really? Were you there?" It's like, well, actually,
Well,
you know
was
what?
he?
Don't even. As much as I want to, of course, build
Right,
up
Sashi.
Aged Boomer and Geeky Geezers. I think a better channel to check out for commentary on this was the Metatron, who does a lot of talk about history and movies, TV shows, and whatnot. Takes a lot of flack. People, say, well, if you don't agree with that, you're an istinophobe, and this
Of
thing. He gets
course.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
But he kind of went off on in a much better, more scholarly way with way less vulgar language than I do. That about this is how history works, and he goes into primary sources and secondary sources and so on and so forth. And he's like, we kind of know what happened just as surely as we can know anything that's happening in the real world today based on reporting and eyewitness accounts and blah 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 and this and that. So back it up, pal. How do you have you ever met the president of the United States? How do you know the president of the United States is actually the president of the United States and running this country? Not to go off on a tangent on why we think the current president isn't actually running the country, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I went way too long. I hijacked the show. I'm sorry, but yes, you asked. That's why I
Okay. Yeah. No, it makes sense.
At least Barbie is exactly what it purports to be. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbie.
And as I'm saying this, I'm looking at a Twitter screen. And
I don't see Guy Ritchie's movie up there at all either.
No. That was.
I heard you guys talking about that earlier.
That's I know a bone of contention between me, Bill, and Sin. The fact that the Covenant is completely missing from this.
I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be honest with you. The Covenant is the far better film, way better than Flowers of the Killer Moon.
Well, I haven't seen that one, so I don't. I have a feeling I would agree with you, though. Honestly, Covenant was my number one of 2023, so I don't think Killers of the Flower Moon would dethrone it. I'm not a huge Scorsese fan, anyway. I think I'd rather watch a documentary about this story than sit through 3 hours plus or however long this movie was of watching the movie about it. I was just never interested in it.
It's also better paced.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. I was hoping that Dar Salim would get a nomination. In my critics group, I nominated him, but I don't know if I was the only one or whatever. He didn't end up being one of the nominees to vote on. So that was kind of a bummer because I really enjoyed his performance in that movie.
And you have the perfect Oscar clip for him too, and that's the scene that you always bring up.
Oh gosh,
that
scene!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I will never forget that scene. Now, this movie was the movie that made me notice him as an actor. I'd never seen him before, or if I had, I didn't pay attention to him. But this movie, oh my god, that scene just about tore me up. Hi, how are you doing?
And welcome, have Cheetah will view.
Cheetah view will view. I love that channel name. Yeah, that was a great scene. Like there were so many thoughts that came to me when I was watching it about this guy and how there's so much pressure on men to be so strong and don't cry, don't break down. And he was just on the edge. And just the way he played that part is just, he should have gotten nominated just for that. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
No, agreed.
oh well.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, and another, well, a couple of other ones that we noticed got completely shut out. The other one, of course, being Sound of Freedom.
No surprise.
And
there.
yeah, again, no surprise there.
They're not
And,
even acknowledging it. Like they just
no.
pretend it doesn't exist at all.
Well, it goes against what Hollywood is all about.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I mean, it is basically a Mexican movie, if you want to get. I mean, it was a Mexican director.
Mhm.
Takes place in Latin American, Spanish-speaking countries. But I don't know. I knew it wasn't going to be nominated. Jim Caviezel will never be nominated for anything.
I respect that he doesn't care. That's
Yeah.
not why he's in it.
Yeah. And people were making fun of him when he came out and he was saying that he would never do a movie with Robert De Niro. And then, of course, you know, all the heaps of scorn that were dumped on him on Twitter.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're like, oh, as if Robert De Niro would work with you.
De Niro seems to do anything for money because I think his wife has gotten him into some money issues. That's what I'd heard.
Oh, I had not heard that.
Yeah, it was a like he was having to do movies like Dirty Grandpa, and he was complaining about that.
Oh,
Did you see that movie, Dirty Grandpa?
no.
Don't watch it.
No.
I don't usually watch a movie just because of Robert De Niro because he doesn't really do much for me. To me, he's like the same. He's just the same. Every once in a while he'll go out of his normal range, and I thought he was hilarious in Meet the Parents. He was really funny in there.
Right.
You're saying he's a Melissa McCarthy, an Adam Sandler, a Pauly Shore.
He just seems to play a very similar type of character to me.
Well, he pretty much is
and he's
himself
often,
in every role.
You know, works with Martin Scorsese, and I'm not super crazy about Martin Scorsese stuff. So,
in fairness, I think it's the roles that he gets, right? Because when he's given a role where he's out of type, he can actually be very phenomenal. I think of Awakenings and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. You know,
it's just been ages since I even.
Yeah,
Person of interest. Yeah, I've seen some episodes of that. Cheetah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that show.
It was an interesting concept for sure.
Yeah. It was Person of Interest that got me into YouTube.
Oh, really?
Because I started out, I started out watching these reaction channels, and there were a couple that did Person of Interest.
Oh, okay.
And I got to know them, and then as it tends to do here on YouTube, you tend to network, and you go from there, and you meet other people, and then it was this kind of entryway into YouTube for me. It was this, wow, I'm actually finding people who I'm not alone. It's not just me.
Right.
I'm not
people you can talk with that love
I'm not
the same
the only
things you do.
I'm not the only person watching the show. Thank goodness.
Wow, it was a while back that thing was on. Jeez. It's been a bit.
Mm-hmm. Cheetah Travel says De Niro started his non-leading man skid when he did Godsend.
Gosh, I don't know if I saw that.
I would probably say Limitless. And Limitless is not a bad movie. But, seriously, what was he doing in that?
Was that the one with Chris Evans?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley
Yes.
Cooper. I get that one and the other movie mixed up with Limitless. Yeah.
I think Push is the one you're thinking of.
That's the one, and I always get them confused. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there were some movies I'm as happy got nominated. I'm glad
Yeah.
Oppenheimer's in there, and they didn't pull it
Mm,
because I know there are people who are going to be like, "Oh, they're going to leave Oppenheimer out. They're going to pull the DEI thing," and
or just the subject matter. You know,
yeah,
I have seen complaints about why are we focusing on him and we're not showing what happened in Japan. Well, because the movie's not about that. It's
no,
a movie about him. So I wasn't super crazy about Oppenheimer. I mean, I love Cillian Murphy, and I thought the cast was excellent and the acting was great. But I was so frustrated with that movie for the first hour plus. I was actually getting angry at Christopher Nolan. I did not like all the gear shifting and the back and forth and the very jarring, storytelling. It just annoyed me. And then finally,
Hmm.
when they started working on the Manhattan Project, and it shows how that all came together. And then when the bomb exploded, that to me was like the best part of the movie because the stupid background music finally stopped. It was silent. I was getting so tired of it. I was just, it was just agitating me. I don't know. I can get really. Some things aggravate me just based on maybe I have what's it called misophonia or something where like certain auditory sounds just drive you up a wall. I
Well,
can be that.
sometimes the music is just too loud.
Yeah.
It was just constant. It was just
Yeah.
this constant like it was just please stop. I don't know. But I mean, I didn't hate it. I just wasn't as in love with it as a lot of people were.
Well,
But
I
was
heard
glad
about.
to see Godzilla get nominated. I love that.
Oh
movie.
God, yeah, it was good to see that that Godzilla got in there for at least something. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I thought.
No,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I
I was
said,
just saying I don't remember all the different. I don't remember what all was nominated for what. So.
Oh, all right. Well, going back to Oppenheimer for a minute was there was the story, and I wish I had thought of it before the show started, but I didn't know if we were going to get to it. There was a reporter that's getting one critic that's getting excoriated on Twitter right now because he referred to Oppenheimer as, and I quote, a macho dad film.
Oh, I think I saw something about that.
And what movie did he see? All that part where Oppenheimer walked into that warehouse with the two M16s and shot like 20 guys, wasn't that great? You know,
It was not that type of movie at all.
Right.
No.
Right. Well, the problem is we have
yeah.
too many people talking about shows that or films that haven't actually seen the films. I see that a lot from the mainstream media and from a lot of these commenters.
Yeah.
Music during trailers early 60s days. On occasion.
Trailers in general really suck.
Well,
these
trailers
days,
in
y'all.
general are not great.
I'm still aggravated at is it Abigail, the one about the ballerina vampire? And they basically gave away what she was. I would have preferred not to know this.
Right.
Just show that this child is abducted but no, they let off the big ribbon. I'm like, damn it, I didn't want to see that.
Right.
I wanted to be surprised. Now I know.
Yep.
I try to avoid them, but sometimes you can't help it.
Well, sometimes the movie posters do that too.
Yep.
That's true.
They'll do the reveal on there. It's like, well, now I know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, my biggest one was the when they did the box set of Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
It's like, look, I know that this is a cultural thing. Everybody basically knows it. But come on. It is possible this is a gift being given to somebody who has not seen it, is going to enjoy it for the first time, and you've already ruined it with literally the cover of your DVD.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I hated that DVD set. I think when they finally put out the one Blu-ray set, they got rid of that, so that's not on there anymore with the
Yeah.
With the, I think it was even on the DVD menu where you see this, where you
Yep.
see that what you're talking about there, and it was right there in the title screen. It's like, no, get that off of there.
Mm.
Another thing I hate is whenever you buy a zombie movie, right?
Hmm.
And of course, on the cover of the DVD is one of the main characters that gets turned into a zombie later in the movie. It's like, don't put that as one of your zombies on your cover. You know, leave that off of there. I don't need to know, who gets turned into a zombie before I watch the movie. But yeah,
Actually, sometimes that's half the fun, guessing who's going to be the one that gets
Exactly.
killed in a horror film and stuff like
Yes.
that. Oh, this one is that trope, so that one's definitely going to get killed. Probably going to be the first one killed. Stuff like that.
yeah. I think there's one famous slasher movie that has the guy with the shish kebab coming out of his head, and I was like, I know who gets killed now. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's just on the
exactly.
cover. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
That was Happy Birthday to Me, as I recall.
Yes, that's
yeah,
correct,
rather
yes.
memorable.
And one of
trailer.
the actors from Little House on the Prairie in it, I think. Yeah.
Melissa Sue Anderson. Yeah. All right, Jesse's saying Godzilla should have gotten an Oscar for best foreign film. Well, that's the thing is I know
It didn't get
people
nominated?
It's not nominated for foreign language film because Japan didn't submit it.
Oh, why?
They submitted a movie
What?
called Perfect Days, which won at the Cannes Film Festival. They went with that instead.
Oh,
Um,
big mistake.
Well, Zone of Interest is going to win that category anyway.
I haven't seen that one yet.
But I figure it's going to be that because it's nominated for Best Picture as well.
What is Society of the
So-
Snow nominated for? Best
Uh,
foreign
sus-
language?
It is, and also makeup effects.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for that one though. I don't know. I haven't seen Zone of Interest, but there was something about Society of the Snow that really struck me.
Let me see. Let's go up here. Cheetah's saying, I want Paul Giamatti to win Best Actor. He should have won for Cinderella Man.
Oh, I forgot
Um,
that.
And also should have been nominated for American Splendor.
Haven't seen that.
I remember American Splendor.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
the movie about the comic artist
Harvey Picar. Yeah,
Harvey Picar. Yeah, that's right. It's a good movie.
it was.
It's weird because it had Harvey. Because Harvey Picar was in it in certain segments, and it's like it's this weird meta thing where he's like seeing Paul Giamatti and stuff. And yes,
Oh gosh. I wonder. So I wonder. I have a feeling it's going to go to Cillian Murphy just because it feels like a lot of these shows are very bandwagony, and so I just have this feeling Oppenheimer. I don't know. I might be way off base, but I thought Cillian Murphy was great. I also thought Paul Giamatti was great. So I kind of would like Paul to get it, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I saw the holdovers just what's today? Today Sunday. I saw the holdovers just last night for the first time. So I loved it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
I enjoyed the heck out of it.
yeah, I need to see it and do a review.
Yeah, mine's going up hopefully tomorrow.
I know.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right. Cheetah's recommending small indie called House
Yeah.
of Salem.
I just wrote that down so I'll remember. Never heard of it.
Mhm. I'm not familiar with it either.
Mm.
Okay, well, all right. Well, I have to look that one up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you. Cheetah.
Thank you, Cheetah. Yeah. Is there a better option than the Oscars? Out watching Chris Gore watch the Oscars. I don't know. That's probably more fun.
You mean like the
Um,
night of? Like something to do the night of? Yeah, maybe watch some of your favorite YouTubers watching it or just watch another movie. just something
Yeah.
else other than that.
There's a certain Geeky Geezers program that's
Yes.
usually
Oh, that
on
does
up against it.
That
And,
does.
Okay. So we should get updates live.
Are you going to be live streaming your watching?
No, we don't. Troy don't watch the Oscars.
Oh, that's right.
so
He
we
was
just skip
saying.
that.
yeah.
Well, the Oscars are quite boring.
Yeah, they can be.
Have Cheetah's talking to suggesting that I recommend Remember to you guys. I recently put up
yeah.
a repurposed movie review from my other channel a few years back when I did movie reviews very differently, and Remember was the very first movie review I ever did, like video movie review. And that one was an A24 film, and it stars Christopher Plummer. And it holds a special place in my heart because just the way it was done. It's about this guy who's a Holocaust survivor, and lives in this retirement, old folks place, where people can live there. And he has a friend who sends him out on this mission to take revenge on these Nazis. But his friend doesn't have the physical capability to do it because he's got poor health. But Christopher Plummer, he's capable physically, but he's losing Alzheimer's, or he has Alzheimer's or dementia or something. So he walks around with this little guide that the other guy wrote down for him what to do, and he just like has to keep referring to that to remember what he's supposed to do. And it was really really good. So yeah, I recommend that. Martin Landau. Yeah, Martin Landau was his friend in the old folks home. So takes a turn. There's some pretty tense moments, and it struck a chord with me because my grandfather had Alzheimer's, and so watching that, it was some of the situations were, I could identify to an extent with what was happening with him.
All right. Cheetah's saying it came on Wild Eye and it's on Tubi. Worth watching. It's very cool. I guess this is House of
Definitely.
Salem. Okay.
Oh, I don't know if he's talking about House of Salem or Remember now. Okay. Well, I don't know. I will put House of Salem in my Letterboxd watch list. Otherwise, I'll forget.
All right. Jesse's saying, sorry, I mean, is there a better award show than the Oscars for films?
People's Choice Award.
I don't know. They're all
Marginally. At least the People's Choice Awards, is a little bit more democratic.
Yeah, because you have like regular folks, I guess, voting on it.
Yeah. It's less of a, there's no way for me to say it delicately. It's less of a mutual pat on the back.
All that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Deleted scenes. I got to head to bed.
I understand completely.
All right.
All
Thanks
righty.
for having me on. We'll do this again
Take
sometime.
care.
All right.
Indeed.
Nice meeting y'all. Since Corner and Jedi Bill.
Good night, Age Boomer.
All right.
Take care,
Night,
buddy.
Boomer.
Good night, Netter. Good night, Troy. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Good night.
All right, he's gone. Let's talk about him.
Now
behind
let's
his
talk
back.
about him.
Yeah.
Thank gosh.
Oh, that guy. Oh, no. No. Boomer's cool. He was one of my really early guests on this show, and he's been a big supporter of the channel all the way. So any chance that I can find to grab him and get him on, even if it's only for a few minutes.
He really keeps me on my toes. The
Yeah.
reason I am as keyed into what's going on in entertainment is because of him, and having to do the research and whatnot for the show and whatnot.
Cheetah says House of Salem has some elements of Abigail, but no vampires. Well, you say Salem, my first thought is usually witches.
Right.
Or I think of Lords of Salem. Is it called Lords of Salem or something? The Rob Zombie film.
Mm-hmm.
I think of that, but now I'm curious about this. I will check it out.
What was that one with Kieran Culkin that was it was a true story. It was like this death metal band that got mixed up in a murder. I'm trying to remember that title. I thought that had like Salem in the title or something like that as well.
I don't know.
Oh, anyway.
I've seen that.
It'll come to me. I'll find it.
You're not talking about Green Room, are you?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. Okay.
Cheetah says, I reviewed my first IFC Midnight film right before Remember called The Dead Room.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
I don't know that one either. Yeah, Cheetah, you're one up on you're one up in me here.
So many movies, y'all.
Yeah, you got me on that one. Okay.
Write this one down.
To the letterboxed.
Yeah.
Bear with us, guys. This is a thing with me and Sin. We got to go.
We have to add it. Yeah.
Oh man! All right, hold on.
My watch list is so long; it's pathetic.
Okay, the movie I'm thinking of is Lords of Chaos from 2018. That's the one with Kieran Culkin in it.
Okay.
And let's see, House of Salem. Okay, House of Salem, 2016.
Oh, okay.
Kidnappers become a child's unlikely protectors when demonic forces attack their safe house, emerging from the walls in search of human sacrifice.
Oh, okay. This sounds interesting. Yep.
This also has sounds like it's getting my my gears going here. Sounds like there should be a little twist ending on this one too.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Maybe.
Small indies. Yeah, sometimes the small indies are so much better than the big Hollywood productions.
Sound familiar? Yeah, it kind of does. The guy who wrote and directed it is named James Crow. And he kind of looks like he's out of The Crow, too. He's kind of like this goth-looking guy.
Really?
So, okay, fair enough. That might be one to... yeah, it was one of the Fright Fest movies from 2016. So, all right, that might be
cool.
Maybe worth a watch. Okay, well, thank you, Cheetah.
Thank you, Cheetah.
All right. What is this one? Okay. Sorry, folks. This is all right. Yeah, right. We do this when we're we gotta look. We've always got to look. So yeah,
British release. Okay, I like
British release. Okay,
stuff.
Yeah. Was that Brady?
Yeah, that was my dog.
I heard it. No.
He's an old dog.
Aw.
Yeah, he's like almost 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What type of dog is he?
Pomeranian.
Oh, he's tiny. Little tiny dog.
All right. Let me kind of scroll past this a minute and move on.
What type? What is the name of the anime you're watching there, Sashi?
Oh.
Pomeranians are part cat.
Okay.
Sorry, I was. I'm
That's
concentrating
pretty
on. I've got the screen maximized, so I'm missing a lot of the comments. My daughter wants a Pomeranian. I'm not going to mention this talk at all to her.
Oh, they have bad teeth.
You know, one of our Chihuahuas, she had a couple years ago. She had 24 teeth removed all at one time.
Wow.
Yeah, and they said she might lose the rest, and she's going in on February 6th to get some more removed. And I was asking the vet, would it be better to just remove the remaining handful of teeth that she had, like all of them? Because I don't want to have to keep bringing her in to put her under and stuff like that. It scares me. And she said that her lower canines were in good shape and that those usually hold up better and that they're more difficult to remove. Sometimes you can risk breaking the jawbone.
Wow.
So I was, okay, we'll just keep those then. But yeah, poor Chibi. We call her Toothless Chibi. She's not totally toothless, but she will almost be totally toothless in a few weeks. So, yeah.
Well, another thing I wanted to bring up, because this has popped up in conversation over the last couple of streams that I've been on, and this is the Jurassic Park reboot / sequel, I guess. Get that off there.
Yeah, I was hearing about that
All
the
right.
other day.
Yeah, this is this Jurassic World era movie into works with original Jurassic Park scribe David Cope. And so it's getting very hard to pin down whether or not this is supposed to be a full-on reboot or if it's supposed to be a sequel. Now, the second paragraph is a new movie will be a completely fresh take on a Jurassic era with Jurassic Park cast members Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are not expected to return, nor the original trilogy's thespians Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and Sam Neill. So, any thoughts on this, folks?
Who is this writer? What has he done before?
He wrote the original film. He
He
also wrote Panic Room.
Okay.
He wrote and directed The Trigger Effect, which I think Troy might remember that one. So yeah, he's been in the industry for a few decades now, and but what I don't know is that it's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point. I don't know where they could go with it. I mean, the only way to fix it would be to go back, but would we really want to go back? No one is asking for another Jurassic Park. No.
Well, I mean,
I know I'm not.
And it certainly doesn't. I don't feel like it. None of it needs a reboot. That's for damn sure.
Well, maybe we'd feel differently if the.
I think it's just another cash grab.
Yeah, of course it is. The last two were not very good in my opinion, and the third one, the very last one, was just terrible, I thought. It started off good. I liked the first Jurassic World, even though it was kind of like a rehash of the first movie. I still enjoyed it, but oh my gosh. I don't know. It really feels like they are so lacking in originality in Hollywood.
Well, they're bankrupt. They don't give anybody who has a decent story to tell one. That's why it's all independent now.
Oh, that's too bad, Cheetah. Sorry, I'm distracted with what he's saying. I didn't hear that it was progressive. Shoot, I was hoping that he was gonna be able to beat it.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, let's keep our fingers crossed, and
Yeah,
obviously we don't know what his situation is entirely, so I it's not something I would want to speculate on. But
it's just such a scary word, you know, that
it is.
Just the thought of it.
Deleted scenes from what I've been hearing from Jurassic Channel, Clayton. I can never pronounce his last name. Fioriti. Yeah, I'm familiar with him. Yeah, it may explain what happened to the dinosaurs on Site B.
Again, there's really no reason to go back to that story. I mean, the short little thing that they told about it was enough. You don't need any more.
What was Site B again? I have totally forgotten what.
That's where they made all the dinosaurs and everything.
Where they made them all?
Yeah, where they made them, and then they.
It's the lab
to the other island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just it's like it's been covered, you know, and there's this other obsession that they seem to have about weaponizing the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
I mean, come on,
we get T-Rexes with
that's outrageous, stupid.
You know?
Yeah,
it's like
give
you gotta be fucking
with
kidding
laser
me,
beams, and I'll be happy.
A lot of people will still go see it.
Yeah, Site B was Lost World in the third movie.
Okay.
Yeah, the third movie, Site B. Yeah,
it could be our. So this is what it's come to. Moment.
Yeah. How did it come to this? You know? Yeah. I don't know. They just got worse, in my opinion. You know, and I like the third movie, and nobody likes that one. You know,
I like it.
I don't even remember it. I don't even know if I ever watched it. I don't remember it at all.
That's the one where they had to go in and rescue the kid from ER who got he gets trapped on the island.
I don't even. Jeez, I don't know. If I did, it was only once, and I blocked it from my memory.
Oh,
I feel like I should go back and read, because I do have. I think I have the digital copies of the original films that came out. So maybe I would have a greater appreciation for it upon a rewatch.
Cheetah says the only monster movie that needs to be made is a Godzilla Pacific Rim crossover.
No.
Right.
If they could do it right, I'm not a huge fan of the Godzilla Kong movies.
Nah, that's enough. I'd be against that. I mean, I like both. They both have kaijus and everything, but Godzilla, you only need Godzilla. You don't need the other. I mean, Godzilla's its own entity.
Actually, I kind of like the trend that we started to see. I think you have to consider this to be a kaiju. The original Cloverfield. You know, this idea of a very realistic from the street level. I mean, that was, I think, probably the biggest problem with the original Godzilla was you saw it mostly from Godzilla's point of view, you know, as a third person type thing. Whereas when you see it from ground level, and you only see the creature for moments as he passes between buildings, and then when you are in its crosshairs, that pulls you into it.
I never saw Cloverfield all the way through. And Cheetah, I've been watching 10 Cloverfield Lane for the past few months, and I'm not done with it yet because I keep forgetting about it, but I've been enjoying it a lot so far.
Honestly, 10 Cloverfield Lane has nothing to do with Cloverfield.
See, that's the thing that's confusing. Because
Yeah.
But
it
I
wasn't.
don't know. Go
It
ahead.
wasn't written to be a Cloverfield movie.
No,
it was its own thing. Yeah,
Okay.
it was actually one of the Blacklist scripts. It was called The Cellar.
Yeah,
and it was just it basically it's the same movie. It's just anything that references the first movie is not in it.
Okay.
It's basically a story that happens to take place in the world of Cloverfield, and it's.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish they hadn't done that. It was so unnecessary because the story of 10 Cloverfield Lane is a good story in and of itself.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Yeah. Brady's being bad, so they got to go. And
no, he was outside, but it's where he's going outside.
Oh. Okay.
On the patio.
Oh, yeah. You gotta.
Yeah, John Goodman is good. And
Yes.
He can play a really good bad guy.
Yeah.
Andy's Dinosaurs Review just made the announcement for new Gorgo figures and other kaiju. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, that they've. I've seen the Gorgo figure. It looks pretty good. And hello, emotionally unstable amphibian. All right. All right, moving on. I think we're all in agreement on this one. Yeah. All right. No, neither am I. All righty. All right, let's go around the horn. What?
I was just looking at Simon's comment.
Imagine if
right? Oh my gosh.
Now, kind of going back to Godzilla and Cloverfield for a minute, did anybody see that clip on Twitter? It's like this 45-second clip of like Godzilla is a found footage movie.
Mm-mm.
No.
It actually looks
good, though.
It looks pretty good. It really does. Unfortunately, if I could access Twitter from here, which I can't do at the moment, I'd show it to you. But yeah, there's a clip on Twitter that's Godzilla is a found footage horror movie, and it looks really good where he's attacking this car on a bridge, and there's a plane that shoots at him, and it looks really good.
And you say it's like 45 seconds long or so?
It's a 45-second clip. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like a proof of concept sort of thing.
You should pin it in the chat. I mean, in the description, or no, not the description. In the chat, pin it in the chat so that people can find it if they're watching the replay.
Yeah, let me.
Simon's got a post for it. Let me see if I can click on it.
Maybe this is it.
Oh, I think I found it.
Yeah, I think that one. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's very impressive. Oh. He's shaking off the explosion.
Oh, that is interesting.
Isn't it good? And I don't like found footage stuff, but that's actually terrifying.
I know he's just like staring daggers.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
"Oh,
That's
man."
super good. I'm going to have to retweet this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
one only has to watch that movie from 1999, 5 minutes of Blair Witch.
Yeah.
4 minutes of Blair Witch is enough. It's like, and they're all the same after that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was-
not crazy about that.
I was just talking about that on. I actually don't remember what stream it was, whether it was mine on Friday or a different one. Maybe it was with you, Sin, on Thursday on Netters Network. I was basically saying that Blair Witch was great the first time I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
you get to the end of it and you're like, okay, there was really nothing there. I kept waiting for
Yeah.
something to happen and it never did. And so you don't want to bother going back and watching it again because, you've already seen it. Nothing more
I
there.
was thoroughly unimpressed with that movie. I am impressed with how successful it was financially, just because it was something that was kind of innovative for the time,
Yeah.
I guess. But I am not a fan of found footage. There's one sort of home video type of movie / found footage sort of genre. I think it might be called Chronicle.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. I did enjoy
I did
that
too.
one. There's another one, and I don't remember the name of this one, where these people keep going back through time. I can't remember the name of that.
Well,
one.
that doesn't narrow it down much because that's a lot of movies.
But I mean, it's a found footage type, not found footage, but a home cam type. And these young friends, they're like, I don't know, early 20s, maybe late teens, early 20s, and they discover some way to be able to jump around in time. And through the course of the story, there's all these tensions that happen in relationships that get fractured.
It was
and
like a secret project type thing that they were working.
I don't remember.
I think I know what you mean.
That sounds a lot like
Project
that Hayden
Almanac?
Christian movie. Oh yeah.
Oh, is that the one with the eyeglasses that the guy left behind?
No, that was Timeline.
Oh. It was
No, but
really
it's
good.
on Tubi. If there's a way I can see my view history on Tubi, maybe I can find it.
Okay.
What was it? Project Almanac?
That sounds like, yes, it was that one.
Okay.
It was that one. Yeah. I like that one okay as well. But
I thought you were talking about that Hayden Christian movie.
No, that's you're thinking about Jumper, but that's not a found footage webcam, home video type of. Oh, another one that is good, and it's a similar sort of genre, was Searching.
Yeah.
And
that was a good
again
one.
don't like those types, but boy, that one was very well done.
I don't really call that a found footage movie, though.
No, not a found footage, but like a home cam. Found footage, camera, webcam type of, that type of storytelling where it's all through the camera, like that type of camera.
See,
I kind of consider all those sort of the same type of film.
Sin, you made me okay. So obviously I wasn't thinking of the same movie you were, but I've got to find the movie I was thinking of because there's an element where someone in the movie is doing, filming stuff, and they end up being able to send the video back in time, and it directly impacts, the events and whatnot, seeing what's going to happen. And it was actually a really, really good. I got to find it for you because I know you're.
Yeah, I would like to. I like.
God damn it! You got me curious.
I know, right?
Yeah, me too.
Give me a second. I'll try to find it.
What is this horrible movie that I'm going to probably be watching?
And it was like a fairly low budget, not well known film. I don't think there was anyone in it that I knew.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that one.
There's just so many.
I know, right?
Simon says, haha, I want to see Jurassic Park, the musical with the T-Rex doing jazz hands at the lions. Yeah.
That would be a sight.
It'll be fun. Searching was very cool.
was.
Yeah, Searching
It
was
was-
Searching was
I
good.
wasn't as impressed with the follow-up sort of movie, like the what was that? That one was called Missing.
Mhm.
I didn't think it was as good as Searching.
Well, it's not the one I was looking for, but Time Lapse was a good one.
Time
It's kind of
Lapse?
like a combination between a time travel movie and Rear Window.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Writing that down. Cool.
Yeah, so we often come across these films that it's like either they get recommended to us or we just find them by accident and they're like really, really good. It's like, ooh.
Isn't that fun when you find
Yeah.
something like that? Something that nobody's heard of. Like I stumbled across a movie. No. I think he was talking about Cheetah. I think he was talking about Jumper. But unless he's got the actor confused, because Looper is definitely a time travel sort of thing.
Oh, I did not like Looper.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. But I remember I was sick as a dog with the flu, so pretty much anything could entertain me at that point. I'm trying to get my mind off my 100.
That
That
doesn't
was-
make for a very good.
Looper was what Ryan Johnson's first film.
It
It's
was
like,
Ryan Johnson.
you
that's
know,
right.
That explains a lot.
that explains a lot because I've never even when I saw the previews and then tried to watch that film, even when I had Bruce Willis, was like, this movie's garbage. That's just what I
Well.
thought. Boring.
Oh, The Clove Hitch Killer. I was getting ready to talk about a movie that I had stumbled upon a few years back called The Clove Hitch Killer. And it was just this little movie I'd never heard of before, and I watched it and I really enjoyed it. Well, you didn't like Looper, Simon, because you don't like Ryan Johnson.
I didn't
You
like it before. I
absolutely
knew it
can't
was-
stand Ryan Johnson. He
I-
refuses to watch Knives Out.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
won't
like
either.
Ryan Johnson.
But when I saw Looper, this was before Ryan Johnson was anybody.
Yeah,
And
I didn't know who he was. At the
I
time.
saw it, and a buddy of mine who said, "Oh, you like time travel movies? You like this?" And I watched it, and Bruce Willis too, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
I like Bruce Willis, and forgetting the name of the kid who plays him as a younger guy.
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt.
Right. They did a great job. It was like, wow, he really looks like him,
He
you know.
did.
But that's where my appreciation of it ended. And he's like, well, why didn't you like it? I am as picky about time travel films as I am about historical films. It's got to be internally consistent. It's got to make logical sense. Either it's a closed time loop and you can't change it, or you absolutely do change it and it has whatever consequences it has. This was almost Back to the Future like, where it changes, but you know, it shouldn't have changed, and it's on the same timeline, but it shouldn't have, I don't know. I didn't like it. It was not a good hard science fiction film to me. Yes, it was a good adventure film, you know, fun little sci-fi, but when it comes to time travel, I want it to be succinct, you know?
That little kid was freaking creepy, though.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, he did creepy well, that kid.
Yes, he did.
Because there was a show with and I've been trying to rack my brain remembering the name of it. It was this short-lived series that had Halle Berry in it, and he was her son in that show.
That same
Or
kid who
stepson.
played in Looper?
In Looper, yeah.
Oh.
Guys, I found
Yeah.
it.
I don't know.
It's a film called Paradox. It's from 2016.
Who's in it?
Thomas Blankenship, Steve-O Chang.
Okay, I definitely have. I do not think I've seen that.
So nobody.
feel like
yeah,
I've
that's what I
heard-
said. There was nobody in it that
Yeah.
I knew.
Oh,
It
extant. Yes,
sounds
Cheetah.
like totally something I've missed.
Cheetah mentioned the name of the show. I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's really
Oh, extant, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I bring that up because there's an other series that's getting ready to come out called Constellation
good. Hmm.
that I think Paulie brought up recently on his show. That kind of sounded like the same thing to me.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Anyway, that just popped into my mind because we brought up Looper, and I remembered the kid being in it. So what year was Paradox?
2016.
2016.
2016. Okay.
And honestly,
I
I
mean,
don't,
how can you forget 2016?
right. And I don't want to tell you too much about it because
Yeah, no spoiler. No,
This
no,
one
I'll
really
go into this
does-
blind.
yeah, but there's a definite mystery. You know how these kinds of things are. A bunch of people come together on a secret project and they don't even know who's financing it and all this kind of stuff. And it involves time travel and
Okay.
people just end up dying and they're trying to solve it so people can try to survive. And when they know that they're going to die because of this video, it's like they want to try to prevent themselves from dying as you would.
Right,
Sounds
of
like the
course.
Cube.
Right.
Do you know who released it? Because Cheetah was asking.
I can find out if my internets would cooperate with me. 2016. Here we go. Let's see. It was written by Michael Hurst, written and directed by Michael Hurst. I'm not finding cast and crew.
Anything about like the company, the
Okay.
distributor?
Genre. I'm on IMDb and I'm not really sure where to find that.
Um,
Oh, wait, here, details. Production companies. Bentar Thomas Productions, Parkside Pictures, and Tad Ross Media Group.
Haven't heard of any of them.
Yeah, me neither.
It's got Zoe Bell and Malik Yoba in it, according to
Okay.
Letterboxd.
Yep.
Okay.
Adam Huss, Bjorn Alexander. Yeah, all these people that I don't know, but I'll be honest with you, really good. Everyone
Nice.
that was in this was really good.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's going on my list, along with 3 other movies that I've written down. Oh, okay. Michael Hurst starred in Hercules with. Okay, maybe if I see his face, I'll know.
The only face in here that looks familiar to me is Stephen. I think that's Stephen Sue. And I've seen him in a number of things. He was in Lucifer, Shameless. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, that's where I know him from, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay. So you're all going to hang me out on a limb here and pretend that none of you have seen Zoe Bell in anything or Malik Yoba in anything.
Zoe Bell, that name sounds familiar. Maybe if I saw
She's pretty
a
enough. I mean,
face.
Sorry, I don't know
Was
her.
she?
Oh,
Or-
Zoe Bell
okay.
did Death Proof. I know
Death
I know I've
Proof.
seen her. Yeah.
Django Unchained.
Okay.
She was Uma
Inglourious
Thurman's
Basterds.
stunt double for Kill Bill.
Okay.
She was
Oh,
Lucy
I know
Lawless's stunt
I
double.
know exactly
Yeah.
who you're talking about. She's the stunt woman chick who became
Yeah.
an actor. She's in
Yeah.
a lot of Quentin Tarantino's. Yes, I know who she is.
Okay.
she was
Yeah.
also in a couple. She was in Thor Ragnarok and Iron Man 3.
I didn't.
Mhm.
I'd forgotten she was in Iron Man 3, and I never. Yeah, I did see Ragnarok. I forgot
I
she
did
was in
not
that.
know she was a stunt person, but
Yes, she was.
I'm assuming she does her own stunts in this film.
She probably does.
She really
Yeah,
does a great job.
I'm sure she does. She did
Mhm.
Raise. Yeah, she's. I think she's an Aussie, right? Or New Zealander?
Yeah.
If she does, I don't remember her having an accent.
She was
in the
she
film.
was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She played
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it Kurt Russell's wife?
Kurt Russell's wife,
Yeah.
whose car gets wrecked when Brad Pitt throws Bruce Lee into the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Zealand. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, because she was Lucy Lawless's stunt double on Xena.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, Paradox 2016. Have to be on the lookout for that then. All right. Let me see. Because this is going to drive me nuts until I look.
What are you looking for?
Okay, different guy.
Oh.
Oh. No, I think I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. This is go ahead.
I was going to say, Cheetah said New Zealand, I believe. Yeah, they don't like it when you confuse those two.
Yeah, I know. That's why I threw New Zealand in there just in case, even though I can't tell them apart. To tell you the truth, I have no idea. Oh, speaking of Australia, I've been watching this show. I think I've mentioned it before. There's a series coming up on Netflix this week. Season 1 is coming out on the 1st, and it's for a show called The Tourist, which started off on the BBC, and then it was for a little bit on HBO last year, and now it's coming to Netflix, and that first season takes place in Australia. So, little connection there I did. Little mind jump, because we were talking about that area over there. Well, thank you, Lady Mist.
Yeah, she's an amazing blue wrench.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys planning to go to the big screen anytime this week?
No.
Gonna check out anything? No?
Yeah. At this point, it's got to be something I'm really, really looking forward to before I'm going to get to the cinema. And I think the next one I'm probably going to end up seeing is probably going to be Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Oh, when is that supposed to come out? I forgot.
I think it's in March. Yeah.
Oh,
They moved it up a
okay.
week from, they had originally moved it out, and now they pulled it back a little bit.
They showed a trailer for that, and at some point in front of some movie I saw not long ago, and I really wish they hadn't shown that. When I realized what they were showing, I just studiously ignored the trailer and just started looking at my phone.
Oh,
So, because I didn't want to, I will probably go see it.
Yeah.
Curious about it. I'm not huge into Ghostbusters, but I'll go watch it. I'm gonna go see Argyle this week. I hope it's fun.
actually, Netter and I may very well go see it in costume.
Oh, you gotta finish them
Ghostbusters?
first.
Yeah, we're almost done. Oh, yeah, we've got the proton packs and the jumpsuits and all the doodads. Yeah.
PKU meters.
Yep.
I can't remember which movie. What was the last movie we saw in a theater? Was it Sound of Freedom?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how long it's been since we've been to a movie theater.
Yeah.
It's a while back. I'm a regular at the movie theater. I may as well just like camp out there. I'm there all the time.
Yeah, the only thing we're seeing is the old school films that they have showing.
You mean what, on the big screen?
Yeah.
When they bring, they're bringing back a lot of. They're bringing.
Oh no, like mine's got a whole bunch of old ones. Like
Oh.
yeah, it on select nights.
Yep. Argyle is on Thursday,
I'm gonna try to
and then
see a screening of it on Tuesday. We'll see.
and then of course on the 5th we have the mystery movie night.
Right. Please let it be good.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
We'll see. I was very happy with Land of Bad.
Oh yeah,
So,
that was a good old school action
Yeah.
movie there.
And so happy that it was something I hadn't heard of that was actually pretty decent to me.
Nice.
Yeah. Those are fun.
All right.
Mystery Road for
Sure.
Mr. Oh.
Mystery Road.
Oh,
Mystery
part
Road for
two.
Mystery Movie.
It part 2 was your last trip to the theater, Cheetah.
Wow.
Dang. Wow. Okay. Some people it's just not their thing. I happen to love the big screen experience. So, and plus I watch a lot of movies for my channel. So I have membership with the Regals Unlimited so I can it's pays off.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I was going to go see Dune in IMAX on the 25th of February, but it's a little farther away than I'm really interested to travel. It's the same place I went to go see The Holdovers, but it's still a bit of a trek, and I'm just going to go see Dune on the day before it comes out.
I didn't know that was coming out in February. That might be our next one out then.
So
definitely.
it's officially coming out on March 1st, but they have Thursday previews. So it'll be coming out on February 29th. And if you're a Regal member, or if you go to Regal, whatever, on the 25th, at least in my area, they're playing an IMAX showing of it.
Sure.
And by the time I went to go buy the ticket, the whole theater was almost completely sold out, except
for
a seat on row C. So when I went to the theater last night to see The Holdovers, I was like, oh, how close is C1? So I stepped inside. They were playing Oppenheimer, and I stepped inside to look at it. It's close. It's not as bad as the very, very front row, but it's still close. And I don't know. I'm not super crazy about IMAX, so I don't really care about that. But yeah, I'm just going to wait to go see it.
I'm usually not either, but we saw the first Dune on IMAX, and it was pretty darn impressive. It was one of the few IMAX films that I've seen where I was like, yeah, this was kind of worth it.
I mean, a lot of people really enjoy Dune. I'm not huge into Dune.
Yeah.
I'm primarily going to see it just to do a review for the channel.
Sure.
It's just, and I'm glad that a lot of people are happy with the way it translated onto the big screen. Sounds like it's been pretty faithful to the source material. I've never read it, so
it's not quite on the level of like Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings, where it's like really, really, really. But again, it's just. Gosh, he's splitting it into two movies. We kind of wish there were certain scenes that he had gotten in there, and but yeah, it's definitely been far more faithful than anything that's come before it. But I will also say this about Vinny Villeneuve: he has also done a great job of honoring what came before, because there are elements in it that are clearly a nod, a tip of the hat, an homage to like David Lynch's Dune. Some of the stylistic elements that we're like, okay, that's nice. That's nice.
They're bringing that one back to the big screen too.
Are they?
Yeah.
The original theatrical or the re-edit that they did a while later.
Oh, I don't know. I just know it's the one that came out in the 80s.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
gotta
remember
be
what
the
they
original.
called it. Okay.
Probably the original theatrical release then.
Mm.
That might be fun to see on the big screen again.
Yeah, I don't remember what day it, like what month. I saw it. You know, you see it in when you go and look through your stuff. I'll check it right now.
There was a lot of things I liked about that David Lynch version, even though he took some huge liberties, like that whole weirding module, the sound, device, which it was very clear what they were trying to do. They were trying to do their version of a lightsaber. Instead of light, it's going to be sound. I get that, and that was absolutely not in the books at all. So I don't know. I thought it was neat.
February 18th, 2024.
Cool.
40th anniversary.
Cool.
Yep.
That might be worth checking out.
Yeah, I have to get my head around the 40th anniversary part.
Right.
Yeah,
I
right.
remember when that came out. I remember
Son of
seeing
a
stuff
gun.
about it. Yeah, like in the store and stuff, and see magazines. And I was like, that looks so weird. And I remember Sting was in it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what magazine it was. If it was Starlog or something. Reading about it. It had a really great picture of Sean Young in it. Really made me want to see
He
the
was in
movie.
there.
Yeah. And I was really looking forward to it. I had hoped that they would have, and maybe I'll do a video about this. I know other people have. The toys that they put out were terrible. I think it was like LJN or something that put out the action figures. They were not in scale with anything else that was on the market at the time. They were clunky. And it was like, oh, if they'd have done this in 3 3/4 so that you could, mix them together with your Star Wars figures, it would have been a much bigger seller.
Yeah.
Marketing is important, people. This is part of the movie experience because that's where the real money is made. Yogurt wasn't making that up in Spaceballs.
It's all about the marketing.
Where the real money is made. He wasn't wrong.
Merchandising.
Yep.
Merchandising? Yeah, merchandising. Look, we have the Spaceballs flamethrower.
I want one. Heck, I don't even need it licensed. I'll take the plain one. It's funny that they say that because if especially if you were a child of the 70s, you'd go to the main toy aisle and they would have the action figures, they'd have the accessories, the vehicles, and all that kind of stuff. When you were at the checkout, they would have the goofy, Hulk, Spider-Man, Superman, what are they called? Parachute toys, for like.
I had those. That's
and it
right.
was, what does Superman need with what does the Hulk need with a parachute? But
right.
you'd still buy them, and it would still be fun. Yeah, it would have been nice to get a Spaceballs. But you know what's even worse? We needed a History of the World Part 2.
No, we didn't.
You don't think that would be good?
They did it.
You didn't see it on you didn't see it on Hulu?
No, I don't have Hulu. I didn't know they did one.
Yeah, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Did we get Hitler on Ice or not?
It was horrible.
Oh gosh.
How did you miss that, Troy?
Well, probably because it was horrible. I probably dodged a bullet there.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It was. I mean, people.
Then I won't go out of my way for it. In fact, it sounds like it's one of those things where my expectations would have been so high, I would have been very disappointed.
Yeah. Based on what I've heard about it, is
it's super woke.
It not only that it was super woke, but that it was kind of like an unfunny version of that Drunk History show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drunk History was funny.
It is.
Yeah, I have seen that. And what I love about that is a lot of the jokes kind of require you to know the real history in order to
Right.
get some of them. I
Right.
like that. It's kind of like that's why I liked Monty Python too, because
It was more or less that, like, Hulu said, okay, Mel, you could do your show, but we're definitely gonna cuckold you on this big time.
Yeah. And I think a lot more people in the industry, especially at this point, I understand people that have been in the industry for long enough, don't have it in them to do this. But there needs to be more people like Sylvester Stallone, who are like, this is my movie. I'm paying for it. I'm producing it. It's my production studio. You're not going to tell me what to do. I don't care.
Yeah, be an Elon Max. You don't like it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Especially now, because I think we're going to start seeing, and we've talked about this on previous streams and whatnot. I think we're going to start seeing the rise of the independent film again. I think that people are very much turning away from Hollywood and the mainline films. On Friday I was talking about how TV and streaming shows people are eschewing at this point, and we're starting to turn to like South Korea for shows. As I knew they would during the strike, but now the American audiences are going, oh wait, good stories again.
Well, I remember Squid Game came along like before the strike, and people went crazy for that.
Yep. So I think the current industry is freaking out, and I think a lot more independents need to start going, you know what? I don't need the studios anymore. Because now there's so many distribution models, and I'll be honest with you, even the if you want to release it in cinema as an independent, you can, because they're kind of hurting for good films.
It's true.
So I think we're going to be seeing some big changes over the next decade or so in cinema and entertainment.
Hopefully for the better.
Yeah, Sashi, I agree with you 100. Well, I can't say more than 100% because, maths is important to me. But yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. The only time I say that we should do something that's like a remake or something is when you look back on something that should have been better.
This is what has come up in my own live stream. Talking about, let's remake the movies that weren't good.
Right.
Make them better.
There is never a reason to remake. Well, look, what we were just talking about it on Geeky Geezers. You don't remake Footloose. You don't remake Dirty Dancing. You don't.
Tried.
Now they're remaking Roadhouse. Don't remake films that were pretty much perfect the way they were. The reason you want to remake them is exactly the reason you should not remake them. They already stand on their own.
The real reason their movies are being remade because they're trying to erase what was.
True.
Yeah.
That's the whole
they're trying to cash in
thing of Hollywood. I mean,
sometimes that's true, Jedi Bill, but historically it hasn't. It's just been, we're just going to remake it exactly the way it was with new people. That's it. And everyone looks at it and goes, why? Why? The worst of them all, in my opinion, was the remake of Psycho. It was literally shot for shot a remake.
Yeah.
Why would I bother? I'll just go watch the original.
Yeah.
Anthony Perkins is definitely a better Psycho than
Vince
Vaughn.
I like Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
And he played the role he was told to play, but that was not, no. And even, what's her name? That crazy girl.
Anne Heche?
Yeah, Anne Heche. She did a great job
playing
that role, but it was like, it didn't need to be done.
No. Mm-mm.
Didn't we lose her a while back?
Yeah.
She drove into a tree or a house or something like that.
Yeah.
She was definitely on a self-destruction path. There was no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
The crash itself wasn't what. Well, she got severely burned.
In the crash?
She got severely burned in the crash. Did
Yeah.
you see the pictures of them putting her in the ambulance, and she just
No.
all of a sudden sat
Oh,
up
and she's
on the
trying
gurney?
to get out.
Oh, and that was so horrible.
That was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Did they ever release information about a toxicology report?
I don't remember. They might have, but obviously something. Yeah. Wait, is this? Wait. Is this the actual Chris Gore?
That's what he's. Yeah.
My YouTube buddy Chris
What's
Gore.
up, Chris?
My Dragon
Wow!
Con. Is this
A real honest to God
Chris.
celebrity.
remake of the sequel with the remake?
Can we confirm?
You know what?
Okay, he's never commented on my videos before. That's why I was like, wait, is this actually him or somebody pretending to be him?
This is okay. Those sequels, and there were a lot of
The
sequels.
sequel was actually good.
Well,
I thought the second one
sequels
was
plural.
good.
There was a bunch of them,
Like,
and I have them all on DVD because I am a masochistic completist. Netter will tell you.
Oh yeah.
When I start a series, I have all the Halloween movies, even though I have
even
not
the ones
watched.
that suck.
Even the ones that suck, and I've never watched them, and I will not watch them. But I must have them all. I gotta catch them all, like Pokemon. You know?
Sorry, Chris is cracking me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you suggesting we do an Anne Heche biopic where she comes back as a murderer?
Funny.
Okay.
Too soon? I don't know.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Okay. Chris, you're funny. Thank you for commenting. That was totally unexpected.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Chris is cool. If you guys ever get a chance to meet him in real life,
I would he's definitely one of the ones on my short list of people I want to meet. Well, really, anyone who's ever had anything to do with Midnight's Edge is somebody I want to get to meet.
Yes, it was really sad, and I wasn't super crazy about. I mean, she was okay, but wow, that was just. I don't think I'll ever forget that clip of her, the very last clip of her. That was terrible.
You know, correlation is not causation, but I do feel that there is a correlation between people that get into the entertainment industry and mental health issues. And unfortunately, that is probably the worst place to be if you are trying to get, okay, you're not cool. For $2, I will concede, even though I won't believe it.
Okay, then I'll just say you're fun. Then you are fun.
Absolutely.
It was okay. So I'd mentioned this before. I was able to meet him at Dragon Con. And Chris is exactly the same in real life as he is on his videos. And he was a lot of fun to talk to. And we talked about movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Which of course is awesome because that's what I love to talk about, movies and stuff. So yeah. that was great. And Chris, if you come back to Dragon Con, try to talk Polly into coming. Because I would love to meet Polly. Actually, I've mentioned this before. I'm coming to Cali in okay. I'm coming to Cali in March, and I'm going to try to meet up with Polly and Chris, if I can. That would be great.
I've
really
been wanting to
both
get
of
to
those
Dragon
guys.
Con for like 30 years.
Dude, that con is
I've heard
so big.
All of my friends telling me that.
It's huge and it's confusing, and by the time you figure out how to get from point A to point B, the con's over.
Yeah.
It's spread out amongst like 3 or 4 or 5 different hotels, and the vendor's mart is a couple blocks away, and it can take you hours to go. Oh, nice. I already got my tickets too, like the day they went on sale because they were cheaper that day. So, yeah. But we'll be staying at an Airbnb. It's easier, and So yeah, it's fun. It's just it's a lot of there's a lot of people, very 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 crowded. I think 80,000 was the most that it had been. It's too small. I feel like as for probably I can't get him to go to go to a taco stand. What you talk about? Okay. All right. Well, Polly's just gonna be rude then. Fine. Maybe one day. It would be cool. It would be cool. I like Polly. Polly is one of my favorite people on YouTube. I have a lot of favorite people on YouTube. Polly
really Stracey is the kind that, he'd love to get together with you, but low key, just, come on over, we'll have dinner kind of thing. Not, I'm not going to this big convention thing.
Yeah, it can be a little intense. I love to go to the panels. That's my thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people go because they like to cosplay and they like to party. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy the panels. I find them very informative. And Chris had an interesting panel at DragonCon.
Yeah. When Netter and I used to go to conventions, the big draw for me usually was the dealer's room, but that was kind of before, the whole eBay internet kind of thing took off. Now it's like, well, you see something in a dealer's room and you're like, I can probably find it cheaper. And Netter will literally go on her phone and find it cheaper and go, I'll order it for you.
Yeah, it's like we were at Gen Con one year. And he goes, I want to get, I think it was like Arkham Asylum game or something. And I was like,
Arkham Horror.
Arkham Horror. And I was looking at, and the guy wanted something like $120 or something for it. So I was like, hold up. Moved over to the side, looked it up. I'm like, I can get this cheap for you for $70. We're not buying it here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
she's my enabler.
You guys go to Gen Con?
We used to.
Oh, you used to. I
We haven't
forget
been in
what
years.
state is that in again?
Pardon?
It's up in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay, because I think my audiobook company is going to Gen Con this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paulie is a lot of fun. I don't even remember how I found Paulie, but I really enjoy talking with him. He's great. He's never been. Hold on. He's never been to Lucha. That is. Oh, really? He's never been. Does he just not get out off? Like, what does he only? Does he just only go to the movie theaters and then that's it? Paulie's been just absolutely doing. His channel is just exploding like crazy. Yeah, well, that's really cool. Yeah. I don't remember. Is that what is that focused around Gen Con? What's like the thematic?
It's mostly gaming. It
Gaming,
started
that's
out.
It, yeah,
it
gaming.
started out as D&D, but it's now mostly like cards and stuff like that.
Okay,
card
yeah.
games and board games and
Probably
stuff.
is we're gonna go see. He is. I get that confused with Jordan Con, even though that's not. I don't know.
I don't know.
What's Jordan Con?
Jordan Con is Robert Jordan, Wheel of Time.
Oh well,
books?
yeah. I'm from South Carolina, so yeah, I know Robert Jordan.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lived not too far away from me. Yeah.
Paulie is the cracker counter for Chris Gore, by the way. I'm sorry, that's a tangent, but did you guys watch that stream that they did when they were watching that? What were they watching? Oh gosh, I don't remember what it was. It was one of the award shows, and Paulie was he was labeled the cracker counter to count how many white people were like getting awards and stuff.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Was it the Golden Globes?
Maybe it was the Golden Globes because it wasn't the Critics' Choice. Chris and Alan went to the Critics' Choice, and I was quite jealous. Not that I would ever go to Critics' Choice, but I would like to become eventually a Critics' Choice member, just so I can have a say. But that was really cool. I don't know if you guys saw their pictures, but they met the director of Godzilla, took pictures with him. That's really awesome. Polly.
Oh.
I forget it's 3 hours. I was thinking, why is Chris up so late? And then I forget he's over there in California.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, and speaking of channels doing great, Film Thread is like exploded too.
Well, that one, yeah. I mean, let's face it. I'm surprised it's not doing. It hasn't done better sooner because that's just phenomenal stuff.
I know. I don't. But now that it has, it's just like it's crazy. You tune into their live streams, and they sometimes have well over 1,000 people watching, and maybe sometimes I'll post a comment, but it's like there's no way in Hades they're gonna see it because there's just way too many people. So, but it's fun. It's fun I like to listen to their conversations a lot of times when I'm like exercising or something, because it keeps my mind off how I'd like to hurry up and be done with the exercise.
Well, I love, they're doing stuff. Those are funny. Yeah.
Same.
They did a recent one that I was like, wait, seriously? They did one on the Emmanuel series. And I'm like, is that still a thing?
Oh God.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Emmanuel. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we all secretly stayed up late to watch those films on the cable back in the day.
Only because I heard my dad and grandfather talking about it.
Alky's Erotic Nights. Wait, what?
Alan is not. Does he know you're saying this about him? I just wonder. Alan seems like he would absolutely not be all about Emmanuel.
Yeah, it wasn't the same without Sylvia Crystal.
Oh, she was in those? I've never seen these movies.
She was in the first couple. Yeah. After that, it was like, I don't care anymore.
And she was in that series too that was on Cinemax back in the day.
Oh,
and
really?
so is George Lazenby.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
I'll have to look into that then.
Emmanuel's Revenge, yeah.
Just released Emmanuel's Revenge. Okay. I'll let you guys watch those.
Okay.
You know what? I think I'll have to just go back and watch every single one of them, and I'll give you a review later.
Okay, I'll watch your review. That's the closest I'll get to seeing it, probably.
I'll take really good notes.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
It's for my job.
It's exactly.
Homework.
It's kind of like that scene in what was it? It wasn't Bananas. It was Sleeper with Woody Allen, where he's wakes up in the future and the guy is asking him about artifacts from his time, and he says, this was this. He's saying funny stuff about everything. He gets to, this was a magazine called Playboy. It had these centerfolds with these girls that they didn't really exist in real life. They were actually they blow them up when they take it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take this and do a good review on this, and I'll get that.
Sure. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh, my.
That was the only memorable part of that movie. The rest of the movie sucked.
Oh.
That's how it was with Woody Allen films. They were like hit and miss. You get something really, really funny, and then a bunch of just goofiness that was like whatever, and move the story along a little bit.
I actually don't think I've seen too many of his films because I think he's not like the stuff that he would do was not typically the stuff I would be interested in. So I know
Chris
I've seen
Gore is
some.
spot on with this. Those early funny Woody Allen films. Those were the days. There's the other. Is that the same movie? I'm sure it was, where he's pretending to be a robot, and all the people in the house, instead of doing drugs, they have this ball that they hand around. The ball, when it touches your hands, it gets you high. And because he's supposed to be a robot, he's supposed to be able to take it and hand it to people and be okay. But he's getting more and more high as he's handing it around to people.
Gosh.
It's funny.
I don't think I've seen that one. Love and Death. I don't believe I have.
I didn't know that one. I'll have to look. I'll add that to my list.
And
My
I
list is
definitely
getting
haven't
longer
seen
and
the one
longer
you were
this week.
talking about. Troy.
Sleeper, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
Yeah, the earlier ones I'm not familiar with.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty much familiar with everything between Manhattan and Midnight in Paris.
I'm trying to even think of a Woody Allen film I have seen. I know I have, but they're not coming to me.
Yeah, that I was right. Sleeper, yeah. Bananas is the one. Yeah, it's about communism. Yeah, that one's right. Banana Republic type thing. Yeah. I thought that one was funny too.
Is it a scathing commentary on
Loans.
communism? Wait, what?
Yeah, Sylvester got like a small part in it where he mugged Alan on the subway.
Oh, okay. You were breaking up there a little
Yeah,
bit.
you went full on robot on that.
I didn't know what was happening.
I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the robot. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Wow, that is how timely. Since we're talking about Sleeper. Where there's a robot and you're sounding like a robot.
Right.
Can everybody hear me now, or am I still roboting?
You're good now.
It's better now.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was losing StreamYard there for a second. Okay. All right, I'm back.
It happens.
That's okay. If you drop out, Sin takes over.
unless my internet drops out, like what happened during the live stream we did on the was it Land of Bad? Was that the one?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
It was weird.
Was. All right, so let's kind of go around the horn here real quick. We were talking earlier about what remakes should be, which is remaking bad movies. What movie would you like to see get remade? Sin.
I know the answer to that right away, and this is going to be one that y'all will never have even heard of. It's for a Mexican movie called Juana la Cubana. And it was made in the early-ish 90s, I think. And it had Eric Estrada was in it back when, so, he had been like blacklisted and he could only get jobs basically playing, like in Spanish language movies, but he couldn't speak Spanish or very well. So they dubbed his voice. But anyway, Juana la Cubana is about this woman who she's like this nightclub performer, but it takes place in Cuba, but her secret identity is she's this rebel leader against the government, and I like the concept. The story was fun. The way it was executed, it wasn't so great. It was very low quality, and the main actor is not that great of an actor, but I like the whole idea of the film, so I would love to see it remade. That's one that deserves redoing, in my opinion.
Bill.
Well, the first one that came to my mind was Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Then I went to Jason the Argonauts, but it's hard to beat those classics,
I defer to Troy.
Okay.
Oh, the pressure's on now.
Yeah, it's like, there's a lot of bad movies out there, but one in particular, or isn't really coming to mind. So, if Troy's got an opinion on a bad one that should be remade, it's probably the same opinion I'm going to have.
I honestly, if I think of one, the problem is I don't trust modern day Hollywood to do these films justice anyway. But what I often say, and it wasn't a bad film to begin with, I just think it could be elevated and become a great series of films. I think they should remake the Gil Gerard, Aaron Gray, Buck Rogers.
Oh, Buck Rogers. Yeah.
I felt that film wasn't perfect. It was pretty good. I think they could do better with it today. And let's face it, the series was very hit and miss. It had some great episodes. It had some stupid filler episodes. I think you could get a good 3-4 film series by mining that TV series. But they'd have to remake that first movie first and do the world building. And then don't change the world building the way they went from the movie to the series. They dropped a bunch of great elements. I was hooked when I went to see it in the theater because that original Buck Rogers in the 25th century, whatever century he was in, the characters in this movie is told to be from Chicago. So I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. And so he's coming back, and the capital of Earth is New Chicago after this big nuclear war. And he leaves the city to go and find the graves for his family and whatnot. And it's a great story, but they dropped all those elements of those ruins out there and what was going on Earth and rebuilding and stuff like that. And I'm like, you started with great world building, and then you dropped it all when you got to the series, when you had an opportunity to start exploring that kind of stuff. You know?
I wonder why they did that.
Because just look at, television from the 70s and late
Cost.
70s, early 80s. It was very, very simplified. Tried to go as low budget. They wanted to do a lot of action scenes with dog fights, and they kept reusing footage from the movie. That's why they do these movies. They do these big budget films. Battlestar Galactica did it. Buck Rogers, a lot of others. They get the great action scenes, and then they'd recycle them in the series. So yeah. Glenn Larson was cheap, but he did a great job with what he did. I think a lot of what Glenn Larson did, I think modern filmmakers could learn a lot from. Hollywood has just gotten so wasteful. You hear about how much money how many millions of dollars they spent on this movie. You go see the movie and you go, what, was it all for the paycheck for the stars? Because I don't see it up on the screen otherwise.
Yeah, it's really wild how that has happened. Like how the quality of, I'll point to, let's say, the MCU movies, it seems like the VFX quality has gotten worse while the budget has gotten bigger. And then to find out a movie like Godzilla -1 being made for 15 million or less.
Right. Because it's as simple as this. Godzilla -1, probably they knew exactly what they were going to film before they started shooting the first shot, and so they got it done. They got it done right. And then they had planned out what was going to be done in editing. Whereas these Marvel films or the Lucas films, they're refilming them like 3, 4, 5 times, rewriting as they go, fix it in post, and the special effects teams are going, we're done. We're out. And they won't work for Disney anymore. So now they're getting the bottom of the barrel people with not enough time to get these things rendered. So you end up with, the equivalent of the money for nothing video for their CG.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame. Not only that, but it feels like the writing in general has gone downhill for a whole lot of movies.
It really has. It really has, because they're not hiring the best talent. Again, it's what happens to the talent. If you don't treat your talent well, they will go elsewhere. Look at Pixar. All the best talent from Pixar have left, and it looks like they're going. Where are they going? They're probably going to what's that studio that Lasseter went to? Skydance, is that it? Yeah,
Mhm.
Skydance.
Sure.
Yeah. So, animators leave, the writers leave, and you're left with, I hate to say it, but let's face it, this is true. You end up with a bunch of diversity hires. You hired them because of what color their skin is and what their gender is and what their socio-political opinions are, not because of their talent, and you get the equivalent of dumb college kids writing what they think is good stories, and it ain't.
Yeah, it's definitely. Did you guys see the thing about the WGA? Like, this was something I saw.
With
They
the
were talking
tick
about.
boxes,
Yes.
yeah, all the
Ooh.
things that are illegal to be asking people, yes.
Like, what the? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I've been
that's
telling people,
terrible.
I've been following, because, just as much as I follow, Midnight's Edge and all the entertainment channels on YouTube, I also follow a lot of the LawTube channels as well. And there's a lot of these cases that are working their way up through the court systems. They're suing their companies because of DEI. They have made it so easy to show proof. It always used to be, if you felt like you got fired because of your color, your gender, your religion, or something, you'd have to prove it in court. And that's very hard to do, or it always was. Now it's super easy.
Oh, they're open about it.
Yes.
They don't even hide
They're
it anymore.
talking about it on social
Yeah,
media
it's
and in
crazy.
regular media. And all you got to do is bring this in and say, was this you? Did you say this? Okay, case closed, Your Honor. Is that they could have finished the movie, then out of nowhere scrap the movie and make a new movie. Yeah. Well, because this is what happens. Instead of thinking this through, right? Thinking the movie through, and yeah, I'm not positive this is going to be good, but I think it's going to be really good, and then taking a shot with it, they go, I don't care if it's good. And there's somebody there saying, well, let's get a test market. And they send it out, and they have some people watch it, and they all go, this sucks. And they go, well, we got to go back to the drawing board again. And they just keep going back to the drawing board and keep going back to the drawing board. And now you've spent the budget that you would for 3 or 4 films, and then you're shocked when you lose money. And it comes back and they make slightly less than $1 billion, and it's still lost money because they spent so much on it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, they have to keep pushing out the date. Remember, these studios aren't flush with cash to spend this money up front. They're taking out a loan. So now every month that goes by that movie isn't bringing in dollars at the theater is interest they are paying on that money. Then there's the marketing dollars. That's not accounted for in the budget. And, that's the other thing. They say what their budget is, but they never tell you when they go over the budget.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard you need to multiply their budget by 3.
By
in
3.
order to know what.
One time for the original budget, one time for overages, and one time for marketing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that's lowballing some of these Lucas and Marvel films.
Well, that's possible.
Now, so I kind of understand why they would do what they did with over at Warner Brothers when they scrapped Batgirl. They had the whole film done, and they said, you know what, we'll just take a loss.
Wow. The mermaid we should have got.
Yes.
Can
you imagine?
The mermaid we should have got.
Absolutely. Absolutely right, Bill.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it will take for them to actually learn. anything. I don't like how much money are they going to have to lose before they realize they need to change the
Well,
way they do things.
what's interesting is if you're following like the Disney uh, um, stockholders battle, you realize that the people that are on the board don't really own that much stock in Disney. So they don't care what they do to the company. That's why they don't care about the bottom line. And there has up till now been nobody in that owns stock in Disney holding them to task until now. Now you have people like Nelson Peltz and, you know, the other people that are siding with him and giving him their stock to vote with. Sounds like Elon might be stepping into this battle too. That's what it's going to take. They're going to have to say, you know what, you guys are all out. Goodbye. Yeah. Nelson, I love that interview that Nelson Peltz did, where the Disney board is saying, you know, we don't want him because he doesn't have any experience in entertainment. He goes, I never said I did, but they don't either. Apparently, he's a businessman. And what you need in the boardroom is business people. You don't need people in the boardroom that are creatives and that know that particular industry. All they need to understand is basic business. You know? This movie made money. Make more movies like that. Mm-hmm. That one sucked. You're not going to work for us anymore. You're out of here. Goodbye. You start getting rid of the dead weight and bringing in the talent. And then let the talent make good films because they know the industry. Right? I always, in every company I ever worked for, my boss did not need to know every intricate detail of what my job was. I just needed to get my job done and report and say, we're doing good, boss. And if I was ever not doing good, I was in trouble. You know, and that's how business is supposed to work. Jurassic Park 3 as Joe Johnston. He destroyed the first Jurassic 3 and then made another version of Jurassic Park 3 at the last minute. Yeah.
That was a movie that had some script issues, for sure. I mean, it's still a fun movie, but you could tell it was probably not what they had in mind when they begun.
I would say most of the time we talk about studio interference as being a bad thing, but every now and again, they'll look and go, yeah, no, this is trash. This is not going to fly, you know, and sometimes they're right.
Yeah, sometimes they can be. And sometimes they're not. So that's the thing.
And there's the difference between what is good and sells tickets and people want to see, and there's what the elites say are good and wins awards. They are not the same thing.
True.
I think we've seen a whole lot of that.
Is it the Oscars where they've created a whole new category now for like blockbuster films or something, like films that have performed well at the box office, or is that another awards?
No, that was I think that was the Globes that did that.
The Globes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense. At least it acknowledges, you know, that
but
there's
they don't yet have they don't yet have categories for stunt work, which is crazy to me.
See, I've said that for a long time. There needs to be acknowledgement in these awards. If you're going to consider it legitimately giving awards for necessary talent that makes these modes of entertainment viable, stunt people, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to get into an area where you need to start giving props to voice actors and people that do like what Andy Serkis does, that mime where they
capture
motion capture.
Yep. Sashi, as far as Daredevil, I don't know. I'm so jaded now at this point by what Disney touches when it comes to those things. I absolutely hated Echo. And so I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't know
even.
about that.
I never even got as far as Sin did with Marvel. I noped out after the last what was it, the Avengers Endgame.
Endgame.
I
Yeah.
was done after that. I tried with WandaVision, and that was such a disappointment. By the end, I was like,
To me, that was the best one of all the shows.
no,
I have not liked all the shows, most of the shows. Oh my gosh, Loki! I couldn't even finish the first season.
no,
And the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was terrible.
yeah. I didn't watch any of those after WandaVision. I didn't watch
Hawkeye,
anything on
ugh,
stream,
yeah.
and after Endgame, I didn't watch any of the movies.
Hawkeye was annoying because Hawkeye ended up becoming about that Hawkeye chick wannabe and Echo.
Yeah,
It wasn't so much about Hawkeye, which was
yeah,
aggravating because then when Echo came out, people were talking about Daredevil because Daredevil's going to be an Echo, and people were making posts on Twitter saying something like Echo is about Echo, it's not about Daredevil. Echo is about Echo. It's like repeat. It's like, well, okay, well, why don't you tell that to the people that made Hawkeye? Because it wasn't about Hawkeye. It was about those other two girls. Oh, it was aggravating.
yeah. No, when I had no interest in Hawkeye when I heard, what the basic premise was, and I knew that it was going to be basically Jake Barton and not Clint Barton. They did the same thing to Daredevil. It wasn't the Daredevil from the Netflix. It was,
Yeah, and I never have finished watching the Daredevil from the Netflix because Netflix gave it away to Disney. So I
yeah,
never got around to finishing it,
yeah.
which was annoying.
It was really good. Everything that Netflix.
I know, I've heard.
I will even go to bat for Iron Fist.
I
It
was
wasn't.
just thinking Iron Fist when you said that.
It wasn't. It wasn't as good as the others, but it was
No.
still better than anything I've seen on Disney Plus.
Well, you know what made that show for me? Iron Fist season 1. I never was there a second season? I never saw that one.
I don't think
Was
so.
the character of Tom that Tom Pelfrey played.
Mm-hmm.
The I loved the way he played that part. He
Yeah.
was you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so good in there.
Yeah, it was a pretty darn good show. It was weaker than the other ones, but it was still really good. And it worked when they came together, with the Defenders. I thought
I never saw the Defenders.
It's like the culmination. It was like the Avengers for the street level characters.
Right, yeah. I saw one season of Luke Cage. I didn't see the second one.
Oh, that was great too. I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first season a lot.
Which would, I'm sure, shock everybody at Disney, because I'm supposed to be such a istophobe who racist, can't stand to see a woman or a person of color in the lead
that's
role.
that's just lazy talk that they throw out there whenever people criticize what's fundamentally a bad quality product. The thing about Luke Cage, I don't know if you I found this out about Luke Cage when I was watching it, and it was kind of like, oh gosh, I wish you hadn't done that. But the whole reason he's walking around in a hoodie was because of Trayvon Martin. Did you hear that?
Okay, I guess I can see it.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this tells me you don't know. This is the thing that aggravated me about the Origin movie, which had reenactments of the whole Trayvon Martin, and it was blatantly false, completely false. And and you can always tell when people don't know the facts of the case when they repeat like what the media has reported the facts of the case to be, and it's pretty much never accurate.
There was one scene in Luke Cage that told me that the people working on it really cared about what they were doing, because it was like an Easter egg type of scene where I don't remember what the storyline was or what led to it, but he was wearing like this yellow shirt and he had these bands on his wrist and on his head.
Okay,
and it
that's
was
the way Luke
basically the comic from the 70s.
That must have been season 2. I don't remember.
Might have been. It might have
Is that-
been.
okay.
And the only thing that was missing was like, because his head was shaved, like the later Luke Cage in the comics. It was like he didn't have any hair. But other than that, it was perfect. I was like, oh man, this is brilliant. That's a sweet nod.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good night,
take
Lady
care,
Mist.
Lady Mist. I understand.
Yeah, we're going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon anyway.
Oh,
because,
we've gone. Oh my gosh, we've
we've
been going
gone-
at it for almost
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oop! I didn't realize it was that late.
Indeed. All right, let's hold on. I want to see what Sashi says here. Remember catching flat for commenting on Kenobi. Guy said it was complaining because it had a black woman as a major character. I just told him it was almost the same color. So, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that
you're
was-
not. If you don't have the same mindset, you're not
Right,
considered.
right.
You're not considered part of this a particular group or whatever. It's really
When
it's-
Biden said if you don't
lame.
vote for him, you're not black, people
Yeah, that
really
was-
believe that. Yeah.
that was a very unnecessary comment for him to make.
Unfortunately, it was a successful thing for him to say
Yeah.
because a lot of people believe that mentality.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Gothics documentary yet?
Gothics.
Yeah,
don't
no,
think so.
not yet.
it's really good.
I'm,
I
I'm
recommend it.
aware of it. Yeah. I didn't know they were making a documentary about her until you reviewed it. So
Oh, well, see, so I had her on my channel. I interviewed her on my channel, and she was in the midst of making the documentary. So I knew about it a while back, so I was always looking forward to watching it. I used to do interviews a couple years ago on my channel, but I haven't done any for a while. In fact, I should have asked Chris when he was here. I was wanting to have him and Alan on. Maybe I'll just write him and ask.
oh, I'd like to have him on too, especially with the. Yeah, Chris has kind of become my holy grail as far as having Chris
Yeah.
on this show, and Alan as well for sure, and especially with this D files, this
Yeah, that's an interesting segment.
investigation they've been doing into what's been going on at Disney and
Yeah. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff.
heavy stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We have these moments of all this talk, and then we just go completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just- all right. Well,
Why don't we wrap
Going
up with
back-
what's going on?
Hmm?
I said if you're wrapping things up, maybe what's going on for the
Yeah,
rest of this week?
yeah. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. And I know you don't like to be blown up full screen, but I'm going to blow you up
I
full
don't.
screen, Spence
Oh,
Corner.
gosh. You can
Yes.
see my terrible chair, my ratty chair. The only thing upcoming off the top of my head is a review for The Holdovers. I'm hoping to get that up live tomorrow. Finally got around to seeing that and absolutely loved it. So, yeah. And then I'm going to go see Argyle, hopefully on Tuesday, and maybe get a review up for that later in the week. Oh,
Alright.
and I'm going to be doing a video for the Rubber Duckies. I'm going to try to promo them right now. The Rubber Duckies is an award show that a lot of us movie lovers on YouTube participate in. This is their 3rd annual one coming up. And deleted, I'll try to remember to send you a link so you can put it in the description or in like a comment or something. And basically you just go and you vote on your favorite stuff. It's like an opportunity for us regular folks to vote on things. And then we have the
Nice.
award show is live streams on February 25th, and it's just basically a bunch of movie lovers talking, but they do have this cool little format.
My
and
kind of crowd.
yeah, it's really fun, and I'll be presenting one of the awards, and it's basically just something you record and you send in to them. I'm going to be presenting for Best Actor, so
Oh, nice.
that's upcoming in February.
Okay, cool. Jedi Bill.
Groovy. Well, I've got lots of projects I'm working on over here, videos and such, and I got karaoke on Wednesday night and the Action Theater on Thursday.
Face Off.
Yeah, Face Off. That's right.
Yes.
Face Off is a great film.
And then again Saturday with the After Hours Karaoke Show, and then again Sunday next week for Western Cinemas with Maverick, Mel Gibson and Maverick. That's what's going down.
Troy.
Yep. Well, I mean, I'll be on Tuesday with you and with Netter and Aged Boomer live from Sparkwood in 21, talking Twin Peaks on Tuesday. I'll let Netter tell you about Thursday because I'll be there. And then Friday is Last Call with Troy Pacelli, where Netter and Boomer and I will be hanging out, having drinks with all of y'all in the chat. Don't know yet what the topic's going to be, but I'm certain to get blotto, which is always good for a few laughs for you guys.
All right. Netter.
Well, for me, I'll also be with you on Tuesday for Sparkwood 21. On Thursday, my guest on Thursday Things will be Clifton 3D. I'll also be hanging out with Troy on Friday for Friday Night Last Call.
Because she's got to get me up to bed afterwards.
Yeah, it's like I'm also the bouncer.
Yes.
And then on Saturday, we'll be watching, doing a rewatch of Dagon. So that should be interesting. I've never seen it, so yeah.
And I've never gotten around to it either, which is a surprise. So, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
We can watch it together for the first time.
Indeed. All right. So, back around to me. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Tuesday, as we said, live from Sparkwood in 21, watching episode 5 of season 2 of Twin Peaks, entitled what the hell's the name of it? The Orchid's Curse. Yes. And then Thursday, right after Thursday Things, is my weekend update, where you get to find out what I'm going to be doing next week, including episode 50 of Unscripted. Yes, I made it to 50 episodes. So, believe me, no one is more shocked than myself. Anyway, and of course, before that, we'll be at 3 p.m. Action Theater with Jedi Bill. We're watching Face Off.
John Woo.
Yes. And then, of course, that gets us over to Saturday. I'll be joining Bill for Western Cinema Sunday right after we're finished over on Netter's channel for watching Dagon. And then Western Cinema Presents, then episode 50 of Unscripted, then Geeky Geezers over on H Boomer's channel. And right after that's finished up, will be next week's episode of this very program. And then the next day, I'm very busy, folks. The next day, Sin is going to be joining me for Mystery Movie Night at the Regal at 10 p.m. All right. Yeah. So that is the next week.
Groovy.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So, panel, any last words?
My brain is too fried right now. It's late. I'm not usually up this late nowadays. So again, anyway, it was fun. My last words are, this was a blast. Thank you for inviting me. And thank you to everyone in the chat for chiming in. This was great.
All righty.
Good luck this week. We'll have drinks on Friday.
Drinks on Friday.
Well, y'all know what I always say.
Yes.
It's like, make sure that you are subscribed to everyone on the panel and everyone in the chat. If you think you're sub to all of us, go back and double check because YouTube likes to take away subs. And my usual sign off, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, great, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You're our family. You can be anywhere right now, and you chose to be here with us. And it's so encouraging to see all of your faces here time and time again, just supporting us and helping the channels to grow. So thank you for being here, and God bless.
Maybe. Bill, any last words?
Be excellent to each other and party on.
There you go.
There we go. All right. And I would like to thank everyone who joined us on my Twitter page and Sin's Rumble page. I can't see you, but I know you're there. I would like to thank Chris Gore for surprising all of us and dropping in.
Yeah.
I was fighting. I was like a little bit sleepy, and then he popped on. It's like, wait, what? That was really cool. I appreciate it.
Indeed. I would also like to thank Lady Mist. We haven't seen you for a couple of days, Lady Mist. We're starting to get a little worried about you, so glad that you're here. Of course, Sashi, Jesse Guajardo. I want to thank Aged Boomer for joining us earlier on the panel. Of course, Simon Smith, Have Cheetah, Will Travel, I'm sorry, Will View.
Will View. I just
Will
call
View.
him Cheetah.
Okay.
It's just the easiest thing to refer to him.
And don't forget, Fletcher Williams. I suck
Yes.
at video games for making the awesome thumbnails.
Fletcher
Yes.
is all over the place. Like
Thank you,
he's got
Fletcher.
his hands into
You
everything,
rock, brother.
doesn't he? Yeah, he's great.
And of course, let's see. I'm scrolling up here. I should have just kept a better track of who all was here. But all right, so let's see. Jesse, I brought up Lady Mist. Okay, I think I got to everybody who wasn't. Oh, of course, Lady V. I can't leave out Lady V.
How dare you, sir?
How dare I? How dare I? My resident stalker. And of course, Connie Cleary was with us earlier. I don't know if she's still here. And of course, the first one here, who was, of course, the viewer Drew.
Drew.
It's good to see you, sir.
He's great.
All right. And it is his birthday on the 31st. So everybody wish Drew a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All
Or like
right.
Frosty says, Happy
birthday.
All right. This has been The Other Side of Midnight. Thank you to Sin's Corner, Jedi Bill, Netter's Network, Trev Pacelli, and Aged Boomer. Thank everybody for being here. Please hit the like, share out the stream. We were simulcasting myself and Sin, so just go over to her channel and hit the like and all that good stuff. Say hello in the comments. If you are new to our channel, saying you like what you see, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. From HQ and all points, north, south, east, and west, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.